Angiosperms first evolved in the Jurassic period of the Mesozoic era and became the dominant plant form by the Cenozoic era. There are over 300,000 species of angiosperms, making them the second largest group of organisms after the insects, which is no accident considering that most insects and angiosperms co-evolved with one another. Angiosperms owe their success to two features exclusive to this group: flowers, which attract animals to assist with pollination, including you guys, and fruits, which envelop seeds, providing them with protection and nourishment. Fruits have a variety of appearances, from sweet flesh eaten by many animals to being sticky and having wings.
Flowers are modified leaves that function as reproductive organs of angiosperms. The parts of the flower include the sepals, which collectively are called a calyx and appear leaf-like. These enclose the unopened flower. Petals, which collectively are called a corolla, are modified leaves that are colorful and used to attract animals to help with pollination. The gynoecium is the female portion of the flower and is composed of three parts: the stigma, which is sticky and receives pollen; the style, which is a tube by which the pollen travels to get to the ovary, where the unfertilized eggs, called ovules, are housed. The stamens are the male portion of the flower and is composed of two parts: an anther, which is the head region that makes pollen containing sperm, and the filament, which is the stalk holding the anther upright. Stamens and carpels later became enclosed by modified leaves called sepals and petals. The four structures then diversified to produce a fantastic array of sizes, shapes, and colors. Specialized cells inside flowers also began producing a wide range of scents. Flowers are adapted to increase the probability that an animal will perform pollination. Pollination is defined as the transfer of pollen from one individual's stamen to another individual's carpel. And carpels are the chambers of the ovary, which will eventually become part of the fruit. As seeds develop, the walls of the ovary thicken and form the fruit. In fact, botanically, anything that bears seeds is a fruit. Fruits are broken down into two types: fleshy fruits like berries, apples, grapes, and tomatoes, which are quite watery, and then you have rice, nuts, and wheat, which are all dry fruits, and that the fruit is not watery. While most fruits derive from ovary tissue alone, others have portions of the flower formed around the fruit. In addition to the ovary tissue, the floral cup of apple flowers forms a meaty portion of the apple. Raspberries and blackberries are what we call an aggregate fruit, made up of multiple ovaries. Pineapples form from a cluster of flowers, and in fruits are mostly made to help disperse the seeds. Dandelion and maple fruits utilize wind, and coconuts are transported by water. Many fleshy fruits are eaten by animals where the seed is passed through the animal's digestive system. In fact, many fruits require the enzymes of those animals in order to activate those seeds. And finally, others have burrs or hooks to help cling to animal fur or feathers. So now let's get into the three major groups of angiosperms. All angiosperms are in a single division called Anthophyta and form a monophyletic lineage. However, there are three clades of angiosperms. The first are the basal angiosperms, and are amongst the oldest of angiosperms, with many still appearing as they did when angiosperms first evolved in the Jurassic period. Most basal angiosperms can be divided into one of three clades: magnolias, which also include the tulip poplar, which is Kentucky's state tree, are all trees with shiny leaves and large flowers. The flowers have parts in large clusters, unlike the other angiosperm groups with carpels above the stamens. Water lilies are another basal angiosperm, which includes the water lilies and water lotuses. And another group are the laurels, which mostly grow in warmer climates and have fragrant leaves and small flowers. Mountain laurel is not a true laurel, but spicebush and sassafras are both native Kentucky laurels, both with fragrant leaves. Cinnamon, avocado, and bay leaf are all food basal angiosperms. Monocots are plants that have the following features. They have one cotyledon in their seeds, veins that run parallel to each other, and floral parts arranged in threes. They finally have fibrous roots, not a single taproot or enlarged root. Woody tissue does not exist in this group, and the only trees, quote unquote, are palms. Palm wood is really just fibrous compared to tree wood. Monocots have vascular tissue scattered throughout the stem cross-section, but form an organized ring in the root surrounding pith tissue. Example monocots include grasses, orchids, true lilies, and palms. Foods such as cereals, rice, corn, sugarcane, bananas, and pineapples are all examples of monocots. Eudicots make up 2/3 of all flowering plants and are characterized by the following features: 2 cotyledons in the seed, veins that form a branched network, fluoroparts that are in 4s and 5s. Eudicots can be herbaceous, meaning green, or woody. Most trees are eudicots. Examples of eudicots include oaks, maples, azaleas, sunflowers, and roses. Foods made from eudicots include apples, pears, maple syrup, grapes, and pumpkins.
I hope that after watching these videos, you will begin to notice the diversity of organisms that feed and clothe us, provide sources of medication, beauty, and oxygen. Now that we've concluded the plant kingdom, let's now move on to Kingdom Animalia.